Hello everyone, for those of you who are new to my channel and came here seeking advice or just some education on what scoliosis is, I'm Emma, I am 13 years old and I come from Scotland. Before I start explaining my story, I just want to let you know scoliosis is curvature of the spine. I'll insert a picture here. It is curvature of the spine, so a normal spine would be going maybe 180 degrees and perhaps it'd be considered okay if it was up to 5 degrees, so 180 degrees and maybe like this is 5 degrees or something like that. I'm not an expert in any means, I'm just listening to what my doctors are telling me. These curves can either be in an S shape or a C shape. So I have an S curve and it's better in some ways because it's not more noticeable visibly, because an S curve, the curves kind of balance each other out. But with a C curve, if you can imagine a straight bit and then one big C and then this, you're going to be tilted over to like a side, and that's how you can sometimes see people that are a bit like this, like that. Last year I was diagnosed with scoliosis. I went to the hospital because I was having palpitations in my heart, and I was having these for quite a while, and it turns out it's because I had scoliosis. So scoliosis can also twist your ribs, because it's putting pressure on them because your spine is off, so it's kind of putting pressure on your ribs and moving stuff about, so it's all around not good. My sternum here, which isn't that noticeable on camera, you probably can't see it at all, but in person if you were looking for it you could see it. My sternum sticks out, so instead of just being like symmetrical on both sides, it sticks out quite significantly, and it's been growing throughout the years. But when I was younger they took me to the hospital about it and they didn't really think anything was wrong. So 6 months ago my main curve, I have 3 curves because it's an S, but my main curve was 29 degrees, which is, it's not considered major, but it's considered not too bad but not good. Like, it's not okay. Don't quote me on this, but online I've seen that on average a scoliosis curve will increase by maybe 2 to 3 degrees each month. Well, 6 months ago my curve was 29 degrees, and as of yesterday when I had an x-ray my curve was 51 degrees. So that's quite a big increase in curvature from the last time that I went. I'll try and insert a picture of an x-ray that looks close to my curve because I don't have a picture on me. Here you go. We're going to be talking about the symptoms of scoliosis. Symptom is probably the most obvious one, back pain. If you have a lot of back pain, you might want to get that checked out. It's not necessarily going to be scoliosis. Like me, if your sternum is off centre, or if you're tilting a little bit to one side, if one of your shoulders is higher than the other. I don't really have that problem too much. Well, I don't know, I can't really tell, but my mum and dad seem to tell. I think maybe this one's lower than this one. Looking at my viewfinder, sorry if that's distracting you. Another thing is if one shoulder blade sticks out more than the other. I have this problem a lot. My shoulder blade really does stick out. My right one sticks out a lot more than my left one, so much more that I can actually put my hand under the blade, like under it. That's how much it sticks out. The reason is obviously if you can kind of see that there isn't something right with your back. So now we're going to be talking about the options. So I wore a Boston brace, which I will insert a picture here. I wore one of these not very long. I maybe had it for about 6 months, but I didn't wear it hardly. I lied to my mum and dad saying that I wore it because I got worried that they'd be angry at me for not wearing it, but they always made clear that it was my choice to wear it because at the end of the day it was my back. But I would recommend wearing the brace for as long as you can, for as long as they recommend. But I was just really self-conscious. It itched, nipped my back sometimes against the chair when I would sit down at school. I was just really self-conscious when I was getting changed in like PE because I'd have to go 5 minutes earlier and take it off in a private changing room, well, in a private cubicle, and some people would ask to see it, which I have no problem with. Don't be worried that people will make fun of you, because if they do make fun of you then that just says more about them than it says about you. Benefits of having a Boston brace are your posture is very like My posture is very bad. I'm sitting up straight for this video, but I'd usually be slouchy like this. But it keeps your posture up, keeps your shoulders back, so you're like this, and you strap it in, and it also gives you relief. If you're having lots of back pain from being hunched over all day, you can just strap it in really tight and you'll be held up, and it'll give you some relief. But in a Boston brace, depending on how your curves go, they have pads in them that stick out. So one of mine was to push one of my ribs in more because it was going slanted obviously, and then to push a bit in my back in more because it was sticking out more. And I had to wear it for 20 hours a day, so during sleep, and I'd have 4 hours with it off. But I always wouldn't wear it in bed, and there's just no point wearing it if you're not going to wear it very often. Maybe it'd be handy to have it there if you have back pain, just to give you some relief, but there's no point really getting it if you're not going to wear it. Another option is an operation. Now, I was told yesterday that I would be getting an operation, and it's scheduled for January 5th, 2016. This was very recent. This is very recent. I was thinking it was going to be late next year. But a curve has to be, I think it is at least 45 degrees to be able to be considered for an operation. Though you can get it if you just want it, but I think you would need to pay for that. But there's so many great things about the NHS. I don't have to pay for that, but of course your mum and dad pay taxes towards it. Basically what the operation does is it's 2 titanium rods that get screwed into your back, and they take bone from parts of your back, and they hopefully when it heals will fuse all together and it'll be fused with your spine, and that should straighten out the curves. There's plenty of videos on YouTube you can watch for these sort of things. I'll link one here and I will link one here. These are the 2 ones that I found most helpful. So I just want to let any of you know, let any of you out there that have scoliosis and you're all worried about it, just try your best to do all the things the doctors are suggesting. Don't worry too much about it. Try and stay as active as possible. And if you're out there and you think you have scoliosis, speak up, because if you don't, it could get really, really bad, and you could just be, it could just be really bad. So I'm thinking about doing like a vlog for when I get my operation, like around the hospital, because for educational purposes, so you can just see, you can kind of get the gist of what a scoliosis operation is like. I'm not going to be filming my back getting cut open, but I'm going to be filming like me before the operation and me after it, and like I might do that. So give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see that. Thank you guys all so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. You guys just be right now. I just love you guys. You just make me so happy with all the support I get. It just really means a lot to me, so I'm very thankful for all the viewers here. Love you all so much, and I will see you later. Bye!